Welcome to Fridays at the Front. I'm Will. This is a collaboration between the Shenandoah Valley Battlefield Foundation and Civil War Digital Digest. We want to bring you great stories from here in the Shenandoah Valley and encourage you to come here and see it for yourself. Today, I'm at the Battle of 3rd Winchester Battlefield Park in Winchester, Virginia. The battle was September 19th, 1864, and behind me you see a relatively new monument to the men from Ohio who served here. It's in this part of the field because as we walk this way, we have a significant story from during Crooks Advance on the afternoon about 3 p.m. about Colonel Rutherford B. Hayes and his brigade. The men are on one side of a river called Red Bud Run, and the Confederates are on the other, as are the rest of the Federals. He needs to get across Red Bud Run here, and it's not just a river. Red Bud Run was described as a morass 20 to 30 yards wide, waist deep, and full of mud in the bottom. It's an impediment to infantry. What does Colonel Hayes do for his brigade? He sets the example. He charges right in with his horse, and his horse gets stuck. Well, that doesn't stop Hayes, because if he's defeated, his men won't get across and press the attack. He jumps off his horse, and it says even on all fours, scrambles across to the other side. His example inspires the men of his home regiment, the 23rd Ohio, and some of the men of the 36th who push across. Others of the brigade find other ways across, and they get to the other side. Now, in the late 19th century post-war telling of this, the Union armies charged straight on to victory. Not exactly the case. There's a lull to recollect and get things put back together briefly over there. In fact, a lieutenant in the 36th Ohio talks about pouring water out of his boots sitting on the same rock as Colonel Hayes. After everybody's recollected, the charge does continue, and they hit into George Patton's Virginians and drive them back. This is part of what helps the Union win the Battle of 3rd Winchester here in the Shenandoah Valley. Now, after the war, Colonel Hayes will say that even as president, his favorite title was colonel. And this was a big day for him and his leadership life in American service. After the war, the men will present him with a cane that actually is a stick made from one of the trees here, and it's labeled Red Bud Slope. That's still part of his collection today. You can come here and see where Hayes made that leadership decision to lead his men and charge across Red Bud Run and help carry the day for the Union at the Battle of 3rd Winchester here. Come on out, see it for yourself. We hope you do. We'll see you again.